Now, when you're in the East End, the go-to place for a breakfast has got to be Pellicci's Cafe on the Bethnal Green Road. Come on. So, Anna, can you tell me a little bit about the history of this place?
Of course I will, Derek. So I'm the third generation. My grandparents, Primo and Ellie de Pellicci, started it well over 100 years ago. At the beginning of the 1900s, they came over as a young married couple. It wasn't really a cafe then, it was more of a tobacconist. When he didn't want to do it anymore, my granddad took it over. It subsequently came Pellicci's, and the rest is history.
Well, the place is legendary in the East End, as you probably realise. When I come in here, I always enjoy the food, but I've got to tell you something, your chips are the best. What's the story behind your chips?
Well, I think it's just the simplicity. My mum's always insisted on hand-cutting the chips, so much so my dad once bought her a present, the kind of presents he bought her were pots and pans, and he bought her a machine called a crypto machine, which cut the chips for you, and she sent it back within a day. She didn't like it. So she's almost 77 and she's out there every day. She cuts them all by hand, good quality potatoes, and they've got to be cut with love. You can't just cut them, you've got to cut them with love.
Now, the other thing that's always interested me is the decor in here.
In the area at the time, so I'm told, it was full of carpenters. And there was this one guy called Achille Capocci, another Italian immigrant like my grandparents. He was supposed to be the bee's knees, and we've got a little plaque up there with my grandmother's initials. He made that for her as a gift, and she loved it. So she asked him to do the whole place for her, but in those days she didn't have the money. So he would do a panel at a time. He would do a panel, she would pay him, do a panel, and we think it's absolutely beautiful. And my dad and his brothers in the 50s apparently wanted to rip it all out, but my grandmother, thank God, didn't allow them to do it. And we've subsequently been given Grade 2 listing by English Heritage.
And the other thing is, you get people from all around the world who come to London and want the real experience, and I know that a lot of them find their way here.
It's amazing. For us, that's one of the most rewarding parts. People say the East End's changed, and it isn't just East Enders anymore. I do miss a big element of that, but I think it's so lovely, this tiny little 30-seater place. Every corner of the world is quite often sitting next to each other and getting to know one another, and to me, that's what life's all about.